Tuna is nearing the end of its cinematic run here in the UK. I've at long last finally caught it on the big screen, so let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to the video, a brand new movie review. Today I'm talking all about Tuna. It's new-ish in cinemas across the UK. I have finally seen it. Before we start talking about it, as always, a friendly reminder, these are just my thoughts. Don't let this dictate whether or not you go and see it. You might see it and feel totally differently to me. That is okay. Movies aren't made to cater for everyone. Without any further ado, let's start talking about this film. And I loved this film. This came out on the 29th of May. I've finally seen it and we're nearly 10 days into June. I really enjoyed it. My friend actually saw this at a secret screening that cinema did a long time ago and loved it. And then the following day we saw Power Ballad, which is the new one starring Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas. I loved Power Ballad. And my friend said that Tuna was kind of a darker, more mature version of Power Ballad in its weird way. And I can kind of see it, I kind of can't. It's a totally different plot. And actually it's really, really interesting. It's a really kind of almost breathtaking performance. Leo Woodhall as the lead character does a phenomenal job. His acting is incredible. I think it raises awareness of this medical condition to do with the allergy of noise, which is what he describes it in the film, and it's really, really quite beautiful. And it's kind of a really it's one of those films where you're rooting for the main character but also kicking yourself because this main character is making so many silly choices that it's oh, it's not your fault, but it is also kind of your fault. And it is really, really interesting, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's the perfect length film. It's not longer than it needs to be. It's not a quick, let's get it done and dusted. It does what it needs to do. It doesn't take a huge amount of time to set it up. We get straight into it, and then kind of without knowing it, we're already halfway through the plot, and I'm oh, that's really, really cool and effective. But I think the biggest thing for me about this film that I just loved is the score for some of the piano tunes was just unbelievably brilliant. Some of the tunes, some of the ways that they made some really lovely music on the piano, it sounded gorgeous. And some of the final performances that they did in the showcase at the end, towards the end of the film, were just really, really, really lovely. So yeah, a really beautifully scored movie that I really, really loved. And I can just kind of sit back and go, I just really enjoyed this film. I really did. There's no other words to describe it. I thought it was very, very good. And was it a true story? No. Is it based on aspects of a true story? Possibly. I don't know. But I just thought Leo did a phenomenal job as the lead character. The emotional journey that he took all of us on was very good, because although he made mistakes and potentially didn't make the right choices all the time, you can't help but feel bad for him because he always had the best intentions at heart. It was really interesting, kind of the little love story that bloomed throughout the film as well added to the fact that he was just basically trying to make a living. And this film covered loads of aspects of kind of hearing problems, grief, love, but also kind of the way that your life can change. There's a brief scene that he mentions, about how essentially his life just changed in a click of a finger. And it's actually really sad that some people, 1 minute can be so just fine and the next minute aren't. I don't know. I think movies that take you on an emotional journey like that really are effective. And the fact that it does it so subtly without you kind of realising and acknowledging it until you've left the cinema screen. Once I was on the bus home thinking about it, I was actually that was a really effective performance and delivery of these themes and the storyline, while and being able to deliver these kind of messages so subtly yet so effectively whilst doing a really good story and a really enjoyable film, I think says a lot. And I'm really kind of sad that this film has been totally glossed over, I fear, because it was a really gorgeous film, really, really gorgeous. So many aspects that I really, really loved. But I just think for me, the best thing about this film was Leo's lead performance. I thought he did a remarkable job. And, I would have believed that he actually had that hearing condition. It was that realistic. I really enjoyed it. So that's what I've got to say. Other than the fact that it sucks that it's taken me so long to see it, I just didn't have the time, but I finally got around to seeing it, and I'm so glad I managed to catch it on the big screen before it vanished. But yeah, really enjoyed it. That's what I've got to say on Tuna. It's still in cinemas across the UK right now. Admittedly, there might be very few screenings, but it is still out there before it drops on digital and physical media later in the year. But yeah, that's what I've got to say on Tuna. Before I wrap up, as always, what's rated out of 10? Will it join my DVD collection? I'm giving this a very solid and a very well-deserved 8 out of 10. Will it join my DVD collection? Most certainly it will do, if, fingers crossed, it gets a DVD release later on in the year. But like I say, there's what I've got to say on Tuna in cinemas across the UK right now. In the description below is the movie plot, a link to the movie trailer, as well as a link to a movie review playlist. It features every single movie review that I've ever done. More to come soon, and I shall see you in another video, and hopefully one of those movie reviews very soon.